Hello, everyone. Welcome inside the Red Earth Production Studios for this special edition of Youth Baseball Midwest, powered by Game 7 Baseball, Game7Baseball.com. Hey, guess what? We're going to be out with Game 7 Baseball this weekend. We got our 14U Super 7 Invitational, 18 14U teams out at Warrenton. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to see some kids heading into the high school and get to know them a little bit. We've got our interviews. We're going to be out with our Saturday at the park. We got a bunch of stuff going on. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're live streaming championship on Sunday, and you don't want to miss it. So if you're looking to get into some tournaments, you never know, YBM just might be there. Go to Game7Baseball.com. Hey, it's not too late. We're just now getting into the summer, right?
It's time to play ball.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about. So here we got some baseball talk, and we've got Legion Baseball, American Legion Baseball here in Missouri. It's that time. We've got some games started already. We got some juniors and freshmen going. Seniors are going to get started. There's going to be some that are short. I know we were just commiserating here with Coach Black. He's got some kids still trying to win that state championship in high school, and so it's going to be a little light on the base paths for Festus. It could be a couple more weeks.
It could be.
So we've joining us on the Prime Sports call link. We have the head coach of the Festus Post 253, Dylan Black. Good to see you, young man.
Good to see you guys.
And to my right, we have Mr. Chris Copeland. He's the director, head coach over at the Kirkwood Post 156. Good to see you.
Hey, man, been a while. Good to see you.
Yeah, running all over the country. We're getting ready to do it again. We've got this week. We're finishing up. Here's our first game Monday at Kirkwood, opening with Eureka. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be the first showcase, Legion showcase of the season. We got that Monday night. We leave Tuesday for Springfield, heading down to cover the state championships. It's going to be a fun week.
Could be a good show for you all week long.
That's some good baseball there. Hey, Kirkwood, man. I thought they had them.
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of it is you roll the ball out there and you see who's got it that day. 7 innings of zeros on both sides, and it comes down to little things, Guy gets thrown out at home early, have to switch pitchers late. That's how it goes. And then Vianney goes on, hits that 2-run walk-off. I mean, think about it. They were a guy being thrown out at home in their first game from being done, and now they're moving on to play for a chance to go to the Final Four.
I would not have pitched to
It's the only guy in that lineup you can't let beat you. Only guy. And he did it.
I think we've heard that before, haven't we, Drew? No, exactly, Chris.
But that's the beauty of high school sports. Like you find out. We tell our kids all the time, like when they're on the mound, like let's find out who's better.
Yeah.
Like, you throw it, they hit it, let's see who wins.
Except I'm not going to throw it to that guy. I'm putting up 4 fingers. See ya. Oh, mercy. But hey, no, Coach Scott makes the decision. That's the thing, we can sit here and second guess. That's what we do. But you're in the heat of the moment. You make decisions, been there, and then you can sit. I'm sure every head coach goes through that. You reflect on decisions and you go, why did I do that? You ever done that, Dylan?
Yeah, I mean, not so much about games yet, but some other stuff, yes, 100%.
I don't have to wait. My guys just look at me in the dugout and go, what were you doing? Like, yeah, that's on me, guys.
Coach, did you lose your mind?
Yeah. Really? You sure you want to do that?
Oh, man. I love this. It's that time. We get to talk baseball. We've got some teams. We're going to be looking at previewing what's going on. Last year, you guys, Kirkwood Post 156 finished second to Moberly. Dylan, your squad, you were at the state championships. Where'd you guys Did you finish in fourth or third?
I want to say it was fourth. We lost. Yeah, we lost that last game, so it was fourth.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Mhm.
So I'm going to start here, Chris. District 10.
Yeah.
Probably one of the more populated, we'll call it that, districts in the state.
Yep.
Teams that, I mean, we all understand you guys got but we'll start with who are the teams that you're looking at that you're going to have to say, okay, this is dudes and dudes. Who are we scared of? I mean, if you're scared of it.
Yeah, look, I mean, we're not scared of anybody, but at the same time, we have a lot of respect. I mean, the guys who finished second and third in our district player of the year voting, Tyler Schanfeld at Manchester, Dom Reinecke, who was also pitcher of the year for our district. Those guys are both seniors and back this year. Chesterfield's got another really strong righty arm. Last name of Fales, that's back this year. So I look at our district, and for years it was, Eureka was kind of the player, and then who was going to be that second team out into zones. Eureka's reloaded. They, some turnover, brought in new coaches this year. I guess that's a sign of not making it to zones as they went out, got new coaches. So we definitely, look, you're going to have 4 teams, certainly in it until the end, trying to win a district title this year in District 10.
When you start looking at Manchester's they got a game underneath. They lost to Washington. That's, it is what, Ware, 2 1/3, 5 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned. So he had a little trouble there. 4 walks, no Ks. And then Cole come in, finished the game 3 2/3. Didn't give up a hit and 1 walk. He pitched very well to finish out that ball game, but just couldn't make up the deficit there. And then on the other side with Washington, Haas started, 2 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 4 walks, 4 Ks. Howell come in, did the bulk of it, 3 innings, 3 hits, a walk, and 6 Ks. They had 13 total strikeouts. So I'm sure Manchester, they're going to look at that and go, hey, we got to put the ball in play. Right?
Yeah. I mean, think about some of those numbers you covered. A couple unearned runs, probably a few too many walks, a few too many Ks if you're Manchester, but that's a hallmark of where Washington is. They're not going to beat themselves. They're going to be in every game because they're just not going to give away outs. And so that's the difference kind of between teams like that. I mean, you can see Sedalia, they got 2 games under their belt already this year. They gave up 2 runs. That's who Sedalia is. They're going to outpitch just about anybody. So teams get reputations for what they are, and, they play to those reputations.
There you go. Coach Black, you guys are, you're talking about you setting up, you got a game Sunday. When you're looking at your roster, and I was looking at your roster, and you got some guys coming to play for you. Where are you pulling some of these kids? I know you got some they're all, and let me say this. I think this is impressive. We were looking at this as we're covering high school baseball, but Festus had Festus High School Class 5, Jefferson, R7, and then St. Pius X right there, Festus, into those state tournament. That's a lot of talent down there you guys have in Festus, man.
Yeah, so actually every player on our team played a district championship this year, which might be the first time that's happened in a long time. But Herky went to a district championship. DeSoto did, which we're pulling 4 from them this year. And then Festus and R7 obviously won their district championship, and R7 won their sectional or opening sectional, whatever they're calling. And then St. Pius lost to Jefferson in their district championships. They all played a lot of really good baseball there at the end of the year, which is really nice to see for us.
I think that's, that shows a lot to, what you guys can pull from down there. And, when you start setting up for the season with this squad, did you guys how do you set yourself in motion, tournament or tryout wise? Did you know pretty much from the beginning? When did you have your team set, or do you guys, is it kind of pushed off till later?
The past couple of seasons, we've had some like May 20th editions, even some May 25th editions, which get really tough because you're kind of playing a guessing game whenever you're scheduling if you want to schedule it early or not. So this last year we had a tournament that happened in November. Finalized our team around the new year. Kind of got some guys that asking if they wanted to come back or not, and then we actually ran 10 winter practices from January to February, or from January to beginning of the high school season. So we kind of had a fully set roster now for since the new year, which is really it's interesting because the past couple of seasons, like day one of practice, you're getting to know guys' names, you're asking them what position they play. And last Thursday, whenever we started, it's like, oh, that's Carter. We already knew who he was, and yeah. Like we're kind of hit the ground running with it, which is nice.
Has that that's kind of a positive though from what it's been in the past, where like you said, you're still just trying to get to know guys' names. Did you like that setup better?
I did, yeah. Especially being my first time being a head coach, it would be a little bit not stressful, but it would be a little bit of like I've got the question mark of is this kid going to fit in well with what we look for from our team, which we've had some issues with the past couple of seasons, and like, oh, is this kid going to be a injury kid, or is he going to think he's better than it? And getting to know them all in January, we don't have any of those issues, thankfully, this year. But it's nice to, it's been really cool to like. I've been looking forward to seeing these guys not worried about, oh, am I going to like this kid or not? It's cool to have that, and it helps because we had our coaching staff out at, gosh, we went to a lot of high school baseball games this spring, and we're able to watch 4 kids on each team and say those are our guys. We had to be happy for them whenever they succeed and stuff. So that was also really nice.
You guys, you're getting your setup. You're ready. You've been, shoot, we were over there. We're getting ready to punch that out too. We got the winter workout tour stop that we did with Kirkwood that we're getting ready to shove out here as well. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, get it out there.
There you go. And as we're heading down the stretch here into our first game of the season, Kirkwood, Eureka. Coach, you've got quite a few players that you've got come back, and then Utah. When we talked, you brought in some guys coming in that you think are going to really help you this year, and you got a chance to work with them throughout the off season. What's that been like for you?
Yeah, look, we're a little different than Dylan. We do our tryouts primarily in July. It comes with being in that large metropolitan area. We're a consideration along with every other club. And so we're looking at players. The great news for us is we had such interest. We've got 4 teams. So we got 2 15U teams, a 17 and a 19. So a lot of kids in the program. And yeah, we've probably got a third of our roster returning from last year on the 19U squad. We got a third probably moving up from 17. And then we brought in a handful of kids, Charlie Marino, outfielder for Kirkwood High School, hit a bomb early in the season for them, hit over 300. Robbie Temprano play some infield and catch for us out of Priory. Anthony Beffa out of Priory, who was their center fielder. We got the top 3 of Priory's lineup who all hit 350 or better for the year coming in. So, look, success begets success. And so we had kids from schools last year go back or tell their buddies, hey, you should do this. And that gets us in and gets us working with the kids. And yeah, we do fall, we do winter workouts. Very similar to what Dylan's describing. So yeah, I mean, we're, at this point it's like, all right, can we go? Let's do this.
How is the Chesterfield team looking? I know they've been up and down over the past few years. It's been good. But I think they started off with a couple wins this year, haven't they?
Yeah. I mean, look, at the 19U level, they've got what'll be 2 of the better arms in our district. And also 2 of the better bats. Like everyone, they lost some pieces from last year, so it'll be a matter of who steps up into that. I know they've got a few younger guys who are going to try and fill some roles. So, it's always interesting because, we know on Monday whoever Eureka's best arm is, we're going to see. We play Chesterfield on Wednesday. We're going to see one of their 2 best arms. So we're going to get tested along the way. We'll see Festus later in the year. I'm sure we'll see a good arm there. That's all good for when we get to postseason. And then you got to have not just one good arm, but 2 or 3 good arms to get you through a postseason event and get you on to the next round.
And I want to say thank you to the head coach at, I'm going to pull that up there. I believe that is Carl Schmidtgens.
Yep. Kyle's the primary head coach, but
Kyle
Carl
Wedner
handles the administration.
Kyle
so.
Wedner. Okay. Kudos to them for showing us the stats. Don't change that, please. It gives us an opportunity because we're going to be doing this throughout the season. We'll probably be talking about it weekly. Throw up some power rankings. That's what we do. We've done that for the last 3 years with Legion Baseball from Youth Baseball Midwest. I enjoy it. I like it because we've always led up to the state championships. Gives us a good look at who's there, and who are we going to see? What are the teams that are going to come out? You get a surprise here and there. You guys were a surprise last year. I didn't have you there.
If memory serves, last year the esteemed panel over here had, I believe it was Jackson and Festus, so they at least got Festus right of who was going to go on to state. But yeah, they much like their predictions for high school baseball this year. They like chalk, and sometimes Cinderella shows up at the dance.
Oh man,
we got a long memory over here, buddy.
I love it.
No, look, you had no business. People would have drug tested you if you had said, "Hey, I got Kirkwood coming out of this zone." Like we were 8-17 going to postseason. Like we had the parts, but based on paper, like if I had made you those stats available to you, so you'd have gone, "Yeah, that's not a team that's going to play for a state title in the final game."
You guys played just got on a heater, man, and played good baseball. The biggest thing, and you guys can attest to this, I don't care what level, if you can play mistake-free baseball, if you can play mistake-free, I got my F in there, baseball, you keep the walks down, and you take the outs that are in front of you, you're not bobbling that, you're going to be in enough games that you can manufacture a run. You can get a runner to second base, you can get them to third, sack fly, whatnot. Dylan, when you're looking at a team like you've got here this year, do you think is your strength on the pitching side or on the hitting side, or you got a pretty balanced team?
Well, if you'd have asked me like in the winter, I would have said that, of 13 players, I think we have 10 of them are pitchers, and they all threw for their high school teams. And I would have said that it was pitching, but then we had multiple guys go and hit really well this spring that I wasn't necessarily expecting them to be middle of the order guys for us that probably will be. So I think we'll be pretty balanced. And for a lot of our district stuff, we'll have a good guy on the mound. It's just about playing well and capitalizing on having him throw well for us and kind of using it at the plate too. So.
Absolutely. And I think that's the biggest thing to figure out. Do you have those guys that are just the pitchers, or, how long does it take you to figure out who your 9 guys are that you're really going to settle on?
Yeah, look, I could tell you who I think the 9 guys are going to be in the first lineup.
Sure.
Then some of them are going to go on vacation for 2 weeks, and then it's going to take them a week to get back in the swing of things. And that's just summer ball, right? Mm-hmm. So, my big thing early in the season is situational, right? Like we've put guys out there to close out games and realize you're not a closer. And then we've put other guys in late inning situations and realized, wait, you've got the right mentality to be a starter. And so they're just guys that you look, you can watch them do it all spring, but you got to see them do it in different situations that present themselves. And then you get a better sense of like, okay, who are those guys going to be?
When we're talking about districts, what district are you guys in down there, Dylan?
District 13.
District 13. So in District 13, who are some of the teams that you're looking at? Are what do you've got going on down there?
Well, typically, we have St. John is typically one that we would look at and say that's going to be a tough game no matter what. They're always really well coached, and I think a couple of years ago the entire St. John lineup was the entire Valley Catholic School lineup, so you can assume that they're going to be pretty all right. Rock's had a couple good years in the past, and I think it's kind of a question mark with this Mineral Area Bonterre team. I don't know too much about them. I don't think really anybody does. I know they're going to have a lot of really good kids come from those schools down there, but if we were to look at our lineup, we'd probably say that a team like St. John is going to be one that a lot of fans are going to be at. We're going to get hyped up for because it's kind of been a rivalry that's formed over a really long time. So they're always very well coached, and hopefully it's a good couple of games this summer.
There you go. How many games do you have on your schedule this year?
We have a lot more than the last couple of years. We have 28 regular season games prior to the district tournament. So hopefully we get to play a lot of those. Having primarily dirt fields around here kind of hurts us a little bit, but hopefully we get to play a lot of those. The last couple seasons have been very light. I think we played 28 total last season. So we'll, anything we get past the district tournament is all a plus. It'll be nice to have a lot of games. Also, it helps us get, I said we have like 10 of 13 pitchers. It helps us get all those guys a lot of quality innings come the postseason whenever they have to throw a lot more throughout a week.
So as you're setting up, you got the 28 games, going into heading to the districts, your thought process, what are you thinking about as far as getting your team prepared for that? And, getting back to the district or state championship. And, the Mid-South regionals were in Washington the last couple of years, which was cool. But this year it's in
Kentucky.
And so it's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys set a goal towards that?
Yeah, I think that, just the other day on the first day of practice, I had our players fill out a survey and it asked like what our team goal should be. And a couple of them were like, a couple of our guys that are new to the Legion were like, so what should it be? And I was like, well, I mean, we're kind of expected to go to the state tournament. That's what I expect from you guys. We've been there, I believe it's 4 of the past 5 seasons. And I know before that, a lot of times 2019 was the World Series appearance for Festus. So it's kind of expected for us to go to the World Series or to the World Series, to the state tournament. It'd be really nice to get out of there again with this group. I think that we have a really good chance of doing it with a lot of pitching this year. But yeah, I think that when we look at a season where we're hoping to win we're expecting to win our district. The past couple of years have been really weird. Like last summer, we had a 3-team district, and our district championship was played at 11 p.m. until 1 a.m. in the morning. That was just kind of a funky way to do it. I don't know if you guys had seen that. We played at DeSoto, out at the DeSoto field, and our game finished at like 12:15 in the morning. So that was kind of an interesting look at it. But we are expected, and I expect our guys to compete throughout the zone tournament and get us to usually Sedalia, but Washington this year.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Goals, right? Got to have goals.
Look, yeah, and it's interesting because, again, much like Dylan, you've got guys who are new to Legion who they're used to playing for making it to the last game on Sunday every week. And, so what's your goal when every week you have a new goal? And Legion's different in that regard, right? You're playing club ball to win a district title, finish top 2 in zones, get to state and win state. It's a very different approach to summer baseball than what most of these kids who play club ball are. And so, you have to let them understand that it's a little bit different of a grind and it's a little bit different of an approach. We're gonna win on Monday. Our goal is to go out and beat Eureka on Monday and do it again on Tuesday. We play Maryland Heights, but if we're seeing the potential and understanding where our guys are and it builds towards July, then that's okay as well.
One of the coolest things I think about that, when we start talking about getting to the regionals and whatnot, you win the state championship, they send a bus to come get you, to take you to the regionals. They pay for all the kids to be there, right?
Yeah.
So you have that. The kids are taken care of, meals, whatnot. It's I think an unbelievable experience. I don't know how many kids, I know maybe at the top, but just having that experience, they're busting you down. You're spending that time with the guys. If by some chance you're able to procure the regional championship, they put you on a plane and fly you to North Carolina, Shelby, right?
Yeah.
For the World Series, which is, it's not on ESPN The Ocho, right?
Yeah,
it's
on
ESPNU.
Yep.
And I think that's one of the cool things. I watched all the World Series last year. Because we saw the Bossier Phillies that had won the regional last year, so it was very interesting to me. Watched a lot of good baseball. I hadn't just sat and watched an American Legion World Series like that, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, look, it's good baseball. I mean, I think, look, locally, it's easy for clubs to say, oh, it's Legion ball.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I have talked about this many times. There's no shortage. You talk to any parent or uncle, and they know someone or they played Legion ball 20 years ago.
Right.
And when you stop and look, that team out of Virginia that won the title last year, I think had 71 players on it, 71 commits. Like, when you get to that level of Legion baseball, I promise you, the competition level is really good. I mean, Dylan's team last year, that Festus team, I'm not going to miss not facing Shermer or Irvin this year. Dylan, I appreciate that they've gone on to pursue other endeavors in college. But, yeah, I mean, you start seeing guys who, Shermer at one point, D1 commit, Irvin D2 commit. Like, you're seeing quality arms, quality bats.
Mm-hmm.
Monday night, we're going to see the kid who led the region in home runs for high school out of Pacific playing for Eureka. Like, you're going to see good baseball when you show up to a Legion field.
The next team I want to kind of touch on here, I think it's going to be, do I see him here? That's that one there. Haven't got it up yet. Hang on one second. I want to see if it's there or not. See, nope, not yet.
But they got it. Moberly's got a new coaching staff this year.
Yeah, Moberly's. That's what I was wanting. They, because it was Coach Hunt for many years, and he stepped aside. I saw him at Mexico for that Southern Boone, and I said, "Where you at, bro? Come on, man. We need you coaching. What's going on?" And so. But it was good to see Drew there watching his son play. He playing for Moberly, the Spartans, there in that Southern Boone Classic tournament there for high school. But Moberly, if they're bringing a lot of these kids back, which I don't see why they won't, do you want to play him again, Coach Black?
I can't say you would love to play him again, but if it were to come to that point, you're probably playing at the end of the year. So it would be nice to, but at the same time, like I didn't look to put him on the schedule. If that's a good answer.
See, but I think
they were on my schedule.
One. Yeah, that's the one you want on your schedule, man. Golly.
I mean, it'd be nice to be a good test early, but not necessarily this weekend. Whenever I have 9 players and lots of guys.
You put that down there where you can stretch your legs on a Saturday, you take your time and you do have them on the schedule though, don't you?
Yeah, they just came off. They had a conflict. So, but we've talked about this before. Our philosophy is we're going to play anybody and everybody. We're going to Festus. We've got Ellsbury, Washington, Mineral Area, Rock all coming to us on Monday nights. Mm-hmm. We're playing St. John at some point. We're playing Ellsbury, both in the Baseball Battles Cancer Tournament and then later in the season. We're playing Sedalia, we're playing St. Peter's. Like we're going to find out, what we've got along the way. Cause that's kind of, my experience is if you don't find out, you're going to find out at the wrong time. You weren't ready.
That's usually what happens. I think one of the teams that's going to be intriguing, and I got to meet this young man. He called some games for us. He's going to be playing on the St. Peter's team. And that's a team last year that surprised some folks, made a pretty decent run. They're starting off Sunday. They play on the 31st here. They got a doubleheader with Hannibal Post 55. That'll be interesting to see how Hannibal does up there. But I like Andy Cook. I think he has of course, Rick Reno. He's been running that program for ever.
Yeah, look, I mean, they've got a rich area out there in St. Charles, right? Zumwalt South is their base school. Like, they've got a lot of talent to pull from out there. Yeah, they certainly, we played them, I think, very first game of last year. And you could tell they could definitely were going to be a good team, and then put things together and kind of shook up a little bit in their zone tournament before ultimately it was Moberly and Jeff City that came out, but they were right there.
Yeah.
You know, they were playing in the semis of that thing. So, yeah, I mean, like, that's the beauty of Legion is kids mature, kids come in, and all of a sudden your expected powers in a district have an up-and-comer who suddenly kind of shakes things up on them.
Because I know I haven't seen them here yet, and that's the tough thing. So we're trying to talk about as many teams. I know Wentzville's there. I know Troy is back. District 9, I still think Washington, and still until you knock the big boy out, right? I mean, that's just as simple as it gets. You know, Washington is just standing there staring everybody in the face. You guys think St. Peter's got something for them this year?
Look, I mean, again, you say Washington the last couple of years, Ellsbury's been toe-to-toe with them, right? Like,
agreed.
Ellsbury was there 2 years ago. Like, you know, if you were going to go around the state, you'd probably say Sedalia on the west side, and I haven't seen what Mule Club's bringing back or if they're coming back yet. You know,
I know they got a 17U.
Yeah, I haven't seen a 19U.
Yeah.
But I think Ellsbury and Washington are there. Festus is going to be, you know, of the returners down south. I know St. John's coming back with a 19, but you kind of default there. And then I think our districts, you know, again, Chesterfield won the regular season in our district.
Right.
And I know Eureka's loaded back up again. So, yeah, I mean, I think you've got, you know, a good number of teams at the top that could certainly be in the mix.
You know, you look at this St. Peter's squad, Alex Braun, Charles Folsch. I know the Braden Copenhaver. They got some East guys. They've got some North, I think, Zumwalt North guys as well. Mason Malter, young man who's called schemes for us, working with him. He's a heck of a good young man. I like that. So far, I see Kyle Goddard on here, Michael Gettemeyer, who was on the East squad, Ryan Shipley. This squad here, I'm interested in this one. Ellsbury is intriguing. We tried to get Coach Creech on, but he was working and couldn't join us. So and I couldn't find, I don't think they had their varsity squad up here on, well, there, wait a minute. Boom. I think I got it there. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. Austin Mayhall, you know, and that's going to be interesting. You got Brennan Howard again, still there. Boy, Colin Phillips, Kevin Magram. That's North Point kid.
Yep.
Mangrum. Kyle Hall, Miles Gillespie. Oh boy. Timmy Edmonds still there. That's still a good squad, boy.
Look, I mean, again, teams like Festus, teams like Ellsbury, Washington, they've set a standard for themselves. They're known in the community. You can see how many of their guys are playing late into high school districts. And like, again, like that experience, I know Dylan knows this and probably agree, but it's that experience of playing late in a district and what those games feel like means that when you go to play these games, they feel normal. They don't feel like they're any more pressure than anything else because they've been there before. It's something they've done.
And, you know, Coach, if you don't get that Sunday game, that's, I mean, as light as you are, you're gonna get an arm.
It's a blessing. It's a bummer to have those games scheduled and have to like cancel on people, but at the same time, you know, it means that two of our teams are competing for a state championship. So it'd be like it's a blessing, but at the same time, it's like let's get this going because we've been practicing with the same 7 players for 4 days now. I'm about to go out and run a team practice here at Jeffco with 7 players. So it's just kind of a funny circumstance that we're in. And it's we were watching we're watching the Jefferson Valley Park game last night, and it's 2-0 the whole time, and we're like, okay, maybe we'll get 2 of our guys back tomorrow, and then one of our guys goes and hits a single in the top of the 7th to take the lead. So we're like, all right, it's one of our guys, happy about it, but at the same time, we're excited to have our group, but we want those guys to succeed for their high school as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to make sure that it's more, finish up the season, what you're doing there. I was looking for this and hang on one second. And I can't find it. It was here a moment ago. No, I don't. Okay. Well, come back to that. Guys in the middle, I don't know how much you know. I know we talked a little bit. Sedalia has already played. You got Oak Grove back in there. Is Lee Summit coming back?
I know that Fike, Oak Grove, and Sedalia are over there. I haven't seen anything for Lee Summit this year yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I could have swore I saw a couple others. I know they haven't, because June 10th. So we're trying to talk about as much as can, but we'll update as we go along. We're going to do this on a regular basis. I love talking. We're going to be talking American Legion baseball throughout the season. So we'll get everybody up to speed. And like I said, you don't have to have your roster fully completed till June 10th. So there's still some of these rosters that aren't here. So we'll probably have some teams it'll get there eventually, and we'll find them. We'll keep looking, and that's the thing about that. I didn't see Atlanta in Division II this year up there, but Mark Twain, that's around Center, Missouri. That's Mark Twain High School. And that looks, I think that was a cool addition there to this. Maryland Heights is back.
Yep. Maryland Heights is there. They kind of cover the north side of St. Louis County for us up there. Going through a transition period. We're really strong 2 years ago. Had a couple super seniors. Had a good run. Fell a game short of zones 2 years ago. A little bit down last year. And I think, again, one of the things we don't talk about a ton in Legion is you kind of have transitions that happen with leadership, whether it's coaching changes, whether it's program leadership. And, I think one of the things I talk with the state guys a lot about is how do we make those things easier, right? No one is going to manage a Legion ball club for 30 years. So how do we help programs transition? How do we bring in new coaches when we need to so that Legion baseball, the programs stay, and maybe some of the faces change, but we're not losing. Unfortunately, Jackson doesn't have a 19U team this year. Baldwin doesn't have a 19U team. Like, we want our posts to have teams, even if it means we have to support coaching and training and those things for them.
Absolutely. The one, oh gosh. Who is Florissant? Corey Smith.
Yep.
Are they able to get one, or is that coming right?
Yeah, so
that was a new group this year.
So we're excited about where District 10's heading next year. We're excited about this year, of course. We've got Florissant group got a 14U team. They're going to come in at 15U next year. Corey Smith is another group that has a training facility at Page and 170. They're likely going to either partner with Creve Coeur or Thoman Booth Legion Hall, bring in a program next year. There's a pretty good chance we bring back Limay down south from a 15U point of view. Those guys, when Limay, ceased operations a few years ago, kind of came into my program, and it's kind of time now to give us another club down there. we've had some early discussions about potentially Pacific moving out of District 9, which they don't have a program this year, and into District 10 because they're right down 44 from us and Eureka. So, yeah, we're definitely looking at how do we make it easy for a kid to play with their high school friends, train in their area, and compete against the kids they compete against all the time. And I think that's the unique nature of this kind of geographic world that Legion's in. So, yeah, I fully expect next year. This year we've got 4 15U teams. Next year I'd expect it to be 6. We've got 5 19Us. Next year's I'd expect it to be 6 or 7. So, growth is definitely happening as parents go, wait, I can get quality training. My kid can play in high school. He can play summer with the buddies he hangs out with all year long, and we can have good competitive baseball that they can grow from. Sign me up.
Yeah. Coach, when you guys, of course we heard, Jackson didn't have it. What are some of the things that you'd like to see, and what are you guys doing down there to continue for growth in, down at zone 4? Isn't that correct? Chris, that's zone 4. Yep. And yeah, you would know that too. Sorry. And your districts down there, how do you want to help some of the programs around there continue to be able to be successful and have teams in play?
Yeah, we've ran into that issue a couple times now where, this season it's DeSoto not having a team, and then last season it was both St. Jenny and Bonne Terre not having a team. I do think that the Farmington or Bonne Terre Mineral Area, whatever they're going to call themselves, I haven't really seen an official name. I think they're going to be more consistent because they've had a lot of JV teams. They had 2 last year and 2 this season, so I think that'll be more consistent for them. But we're running into the issue this year of not having a juniors team, which for the first time in a long time that's the case. In the past, we've pulled up, 3 or 4 juniors guys at the end of the year. That we're not doing that this year. We might have to pull from our freshman team, but I think that on our side of it, we're getting back to hosting a tryout, and we're marketing that we're doing winter practices here at Jefferson College, which is nice. And I think that DeSoto just kind of has an unfortunate. They had a little bit of a coaching turnover from last year, and they were in a touchy spot where they had 4 kids. They have 4 seniors 3 seniors that have come to us, and 2 of them didn't really want to come back because of the coaching situation. So I think for them, it's finding a good guy that wants to invest his time. And there's a lot of young kids that are kind of my age coming from around that area. I think one of them will pick up that program and kind of turn it around a little bit. But St. Jen is obviously them having a team was just a fluke for a couple of years. And I know a lot of those kids that are from down in that area, if they're not going to play on in college, they like to go on and work after high school. But I think St. Jen is typically good enough to where they can convince guys, hey, you're going to go play 35 more games of really good baseball. So I know on our front, it's marketing the tryout a little more, get a lot more guys out there, and then winter practices help us, and we're playing more games, which is also all makes people want to come back for us. And it helps if we play a good season and win a lot of games to make people come and play for us and not run into the issue of the junior team stuff. So,
yeah. Another team I want to touch on, and a team that I think could be very tough, but that's going to be probably late in the season because they have a lot of kids still playing, is that Jeff City squad, Post 5. Folks, Bryce Weberg, I got to put my glasses on. Colton Schulin, you got Tommy Heisler, Blake Cleathermos. Those are all kids playing right now for that Fatima squad that is looking to repeat as state champs in Class 3. And I'm going to tell you something. We saw them against Moberly, and Cleathermos, that kid's for real. Mm-hmm. Blake Cleathermos can pitch. Weberg hit a bomb. Schuler behind the plate. He's solid. Hits the ball well. They got leadership there. This is a team. And then you put in the mix, you've got the young man from St. Elizabeth High School over there in Eli Kemna, who's been their dude for the last few years, and St. Elizabeth is just they're making another run again. This Jeff City squad's going to be, I think, right back there in the mix for a state championship.
Yeah, look, I mean, that side of the bracket last year with Festus, Jeff City, and Mule Club was just loaded, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, somebody had to not make it to semis, and they were just the team that ran unlucky for 2 games and went home. Like, again, and the arms Festus had last year to be able to roll out before Shermer got hurt in state playoffs, and what Mule Club could do at the plate. Like, sometimes you just tip your cap and move on. But yeah, I mean, again, what's interesting is you're going to have a zone where, we've talked about it would be Jeff City, Moberly, Ellsbury, St. Peter's, Washington. And that's not to short any of the other ones, but those 5 right there, only 2 of them are going to go to state.
That's a knockdown drag out,
Look,
man.
I mean, again, you've earned it by the time you get there, but, only 2, if you think those 5, I think it was those 5 plus St. Charles was the 6th last year, but, would you expect all 5 of them back into zones? Yeah, probably. Yeah. And so somebody last year, it was Moberly and Jeff City, which meant Ellsbury, Washington, and St. Peter's were at home.
Right.
That's the level you start getting to is who can put it together for a couple games to get you to that next level.
Right. I'm telling you, it's going to be fascinating because I really like that squad, Jeff City. I'm looking at just the level of talent they have. That's going to be a hard team to beat. Ellsbury, the same there. Washington, again, they're reloading with their squad. You're reloaded again. You got dudes. I think you're in great shape down there, man. You got Carter Imes coming playing for you, man. That's pretty good stuff.
We've got some definitely some talent coming for us. We only have 2 varsity returners, which is kind of interesting. It's different to not have very many like varsity returners, but we have 3 guys that played on the juniors team last year that played probably half of the games with us, had come up and helped us pitch and whatnot. But a couple of other guys that we've brought up are like the Pius kids, both Benj Smith and Caden Payne. Both of those guys were 400 plus hitters, and Benj threw a lot of games for them. Caden's committed to Quincy, and Benj is going to come here to Jefferson College. So those are also 2 really big pickups for us that I think they've bought in well to the Legion Ball aspect of it too, which is you always worry if those guys are going to respond well to you said it earlier, not just playing for game, the last game on Sunday, but we've got a district tournament and a zone tournament, a state tournament. So it's kind of it's very exciting to see them out here and buying into it.
I love that and that's what it takes. And I think some of these kids just, you think about it, they just haven't been exposed to it. They don't know.
It's just a different mindset. From the time these kids are 5 years old, they're playing for that shiny ring on Sundays or that medal around the neck on Sundays. And then you go to the concession stand and get your, freezer pop and you go home.
Freezer pop.
And, now you get to high school and it's like, oh, you got to win a district. Mm. Oh, you got to win a sectional or a quarterfinal. Oh, now you're going to state. And suddenly you look around in the summer and go, what's the greatest representation of that same approach that high school and college takes? It's Legion Ball. And so for some of these guys, it's like, oh, yeah, I want to go prove I'm the best. Look, there's no shortage of ways to show you throw the hardest, you hit the furthest. But if you want to be the best, you got to play in a structure that actually ends the season with someone being the best.
Here you go. I love this right here. You got Cooper Tripp playing for St. John, dude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I imagine they'll be pretty good this year, as always. And they're going to have a lot of really good kids. They're very physical kids that come from down that area, so not necessarily the same kind of physicality that we get every year, but it's always a good crew that comes from that area down there.
Evan Fowlert's on this squad. You got Evan Vox there, Andrew Shilley. These are some kids I'm very familiar with as far as playing high school down in that area. That's going to be no cakewalk through there. That's some good baseball games right there.
And they'll get to host it this season as well. So it's a good year for St. John. So with them coming back to the varsity level,
I love that. Mm-hmm. I love that. That's a good looking Harper Drury. Those are kids we saw come up through that St. John River Dogs program. Craig Drury, Tim Fowlert, their kids are there right there. I love that.
Yeah, you got a lot of kids, their last names there that their older brothers played. Like it's in, like they're just names you start to recognize that the family is a part of the fabric of it. And it's just, oh, you're the younger brother of, so you know how the game is played and you can do the things on the field. And, that's what you're looking for.
It's gonna be some scrap to the finish here. It'll be interesting to see. Now, here's one, guys, out of Raymore, Missouri. I don't know what you know about Wheelhouse Baseball. You probably haven't heard of that one either, I'd imagine, Coach.
I've seen it, but I do not know what it's about. I have no idea what it's about.
Yeah,
we tried to get over to the west side this year, but with the World Cup going on, trying to get over to Kansas City to play a tournament over there, they're like, don't bother. Like, come another year, because if you come this year, you'll blow your budget for the next 5 years on hotel rooms. So, yeah, I mean, again, there's that, and again, like that's one of the interesting things for a lot of us outside of Sedalia now coming over for like Baseball Battles Cancer. You kind of show up at state and you go, okay. Like who are, like if I think back to state last year, we had played Festus before, but we didn't play Moberly, we didn't play Mule Club, we didn't play Sedalia, we didn't play Jeff City. So you kind of show up and go, okay, we each have our own brand of baseball. Let's find out which one's the best.
Right. I'm definitely the team manager, Christopher Allen, we'll definitely reach out to Mr. Allen and see what we can garner.
Yeah.
Get some information. Love to talk. I'm looking forward to that. Raymore, that's Kansas City area. I love that thought process as we talked about, the fluorescent. Also, I'd love to get the Thoman booth and that. There's so much tradition. We talk, Mitch and I, Mitch Thomas, who hosts the Hitting Zone podcast here on the channel. Mitch he played for Thoman booth, and we talk a lot about it. I love this. It's that time. It's summer baseball.
Yeah.
We're into it. I think there's going to be, again, Jeff City's up there. I think Kirkwood, Festus, Ellsbury, Washington, St. Peter's is right in there. Usual suspects. St. John, I like what they did. I'm interested to see how Manchester continues to develop that program there. Eureka is going to be better. They got, I was looking at their roster. I don't want to leave Eureka out because
no, I'll get texts as soon as we're done that I didn't properly attend to Eureka's quality of, they've done a lot in the community to raise some NIL. They've gone out and they've kind of done what they need to. They weren't happy with being eliminated early last year in districts. So Scott Blackwell and those guys brought in new coaches. So yeah, I mean, look, the beauty of it is we talk about these teams and you'll do rankings and you'll do predictions where you say Kirkwood won't make state, but we'll find out on the field. Like, right. We will find out on the field who's the best. Like, that's the beauty of all this. Like,
dude,
we will absolutely find out.
If you're going to get Gustafson or Grice or Baker or good golly, you got Pfizer on this team, Cole Rogers, AJ Scott behind the plate.
Yeah, look, they've got a lot of guys on the roster that if they're still playing by the time postseason rolls around, will make a formidable team.
This is a team that,
no doubt about it. And that's what you want, right? Like you want people.
No offense, I hadn't seen this yet. No, I hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah, no, and again, like they're actively, again.
I like the guys you got on your. I think you're a solid squad, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that'll put up.
Eureka has definitely responded to. This is who we are. This is what we want our program to be. How do we make more inroads?
Right.
Because clubs pop up all the time, and I think a club popped up out that way in Legacy that started to pull some kids, and now Eureka's kind of found footing again of talking about why Legion for some of these guys. We're going to score some runs. There's no doubt about that. Now, can we pitch? We'll find out soon enough.
That pitching thing, that's a whole different ball game, man. I think looking at your squad here, man, it's a bunch of nobodies.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know. I mean, trust me. It's fine by me. Led by their coach.
This is Anthony Beffa. I like this. is Nick coming back to play with you?
We'll see. He's playing college league ball right now,
Mhm.
and that's his primary focus. Just needs to see college league. Going to play wood bat, so we'll see. I'm sure he'll make an appearance at some point, but
Yeah.
time will tell. He's not pitching at this point, which again, But yeah, I mean, we're bringing back. Sam Kessler, who was the 4-hitter for Oakville all spring, is coming back. Teddy Clanton, who led Kirkwood in innings, is coming back. Braden Kopp, who was the 4-hitter for Kirkwood, is coming back. Like, we got a lot of good returning players. Timmy Charles, who's a super senior, who was playing club baseball at Villanova, is coming back. So yeah, we've got a nice mix of returners, new outsiders, and then we've got a kid named Aaron Ochanicki, who's a Melville lefty shortstop, middle infielder, was playing JV the first half of the year for Melville, and by the end of the year was on like a 10 out of 11 hitting streak for varsity as their
Melville
DH.
played good baseball.
Yeah, and so you start to look at the exciting thing for me is you start to see, and I know Dylan said he's got not a lot of returners. You start to see these guys who were juniors a year ago, and you're like, oh, you're ready to make that leap. You will not compete for a zone or a state without a couple sophomores or juniors making a big leap in the summer. And a lot of that just comes with reps. You got guys who probably sat on a bench in high school because there was a senior in front of them, and they get out there and start showing you what 5 days a week of high school practice did for them. And suddenly you're like, yep, you're my number 2 pitcher. Yep, you're my number 6 hitter. Those things happen. And when that clicks, that's when you can really compete.
I'm glad you said his last name.
You're going to be guessing until I put him on the field. Where you were going to be wondering on Monday night, oh, we just call him Ocho.
I would too. Ocho Nicky, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, I'm going to butcher it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, folks, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the season. I appreciate both Coach Black, Coach Copeland taking the time out of their busy days, their schedules, to come on the show and talk some baseball with us. As we said, our opening day for Legion Baseball is Monday. That's June 1st, isn't it?
Let's do it.
June 1. Eureka.
Yep. Coming to Kirkwood High School, playing on the turf.
We're going to get it right off the get here, folks. Right off the get. And that's going to be a fun game to do. I'm looking forward to it. 2 really good programs in American Legion Baseball. We'll have it for you live. 5:30 first pitch.
5:30 first pitch. We'll be out there. Food truck on site. Turf field. Going to be a beautiful night. Weather looks great for Monday. Where else would you rather be than watching it on YBM?
I love that. My man. I love that. Unless you're at the park.
Yeah, come on out to the park.
If you can't get to the park, then you watch it on Youth Baseball Midwest. That's what we're talking about. So appreciate it. Appreciate it, Coach. Good luck to you this year. We're looking forward to having you on the channel as well. And, hopefully those guys don't get to you sooner rather than later, but I know you want them there as soon as they can.
Right. Yeah. They'll hit the ground running. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, they'll be fired up. So, folks, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Look, go to MissouriAmericanLegionBaseball.org if you want to learn more about American Legion Baseball. Coach Copeland's been leading the charge here around this area, and along with, like I said, Eureka, Scott Blackwell, the program. Coach Gezzi's been doing it down there. Rick Reno, a lot of great guys. I love seeing the youth here with Coach Black. He was played for Festus for many years. Saw him play in a state championship with that program as we were covering. Now he's coaching the squad. Love that. Congratulations, Coach. Looking forward to many years of success for you. And, hey, and go ahead and hit a dinger. Go to Dinger Bats. Get your stuff. Let's get some wood bat stuff going again, man. I love that stuff. Some real baseball. That's what if you hit a home run with that one, you better kiss it. And that's what I'm saying right there. So subscribe, hit the dinger, and folks, everybody have a great day in the Lord, and we will see you at the ballpark.